Marvel Studios clearly was not blind to fan demands. Was that a good pun? Because Daredevil and blind, and Marvel wasn't blind to what we wanted. Anyways, we now know exactly why they caved and made the Netflix shows canon. So this comes at us from the one and only Kingpin of crime himself, Vincent D'Onofrio. During a recent interview, he was talking about his return to the role of Kingpin, the big future they're setting up, and of course, the decision to canonize everything. So this is what he told The Hollywood Reporter, and I quote, "During our restart of all the creative on Daredevil Born Again, all the creative got together and said, look, this is how we've got to do it now. So we are for sure only speaking about it in terms of being directly connected to the original Daredevil. And that's a great thing. It brings a lot of cool stories and all the collateral stories that happen in those original 3 seasons." End quote. So yeah, this all honestly checks out. It makes sense. It works. Like, you really just got to think about why they decided to do this on a bigger level. People already know, and people obviously have been watching this show since they were added to Disney Plus. They've seen the numbers and they've seen an interest. Bringing Matt Murdock and bringing Daredevil into She-Hulk and bringing Kingpin to Hawkeye obviously boosted the numbers of those shows, and they saw feedback and realized we got to do it. So when the creative reboot happened, after they realized the new take wasn't working, they went back to the drawing board, got talking about it, and said, how do we just keep it in line and make it like it's the next season? And then they did. So in essence, they really just caved to pressure and what everybody was saying needed to happen, and it makes sense. Like, you already had a whole world, stories, characters, all there. Why wouldn't you acknowledge that it all happened and then just go ahead, right? If you have to call back to an event, do it. Or you don't. It doesn't matter. But it makes it feel like people didn't waste their time. And that's the important thing. That people didn't waste their time. People felt like they were cheated out of this. And they weren't. And now you just kind of make it matter, and people feel like, hey, I invested my time into these characters and these stories. Well, now they're going to pay off again and matter. That's why. So creatively, everybody agreed and said, just pick up where we left off. And that's what they're doing.